Welcome back, everybody, to Katawa Shoujo, episode 100! Yeah! And the official start of Lily's path in Katawa Shoujo. Episode 100. So here we go. I wake to the annoying din of my alarm clock. Its bright red numerals lighting up my face. It's the same alarm clock I had at home. One of the few remaining artifacts from my days before coming to Yamaku. I'd hoped that using it would help ease my transition into this new life. Everything is changing, but my alarm clock is the same, so I feel fine. No such luck, though. Groggily dragging myself out of bed, I wipe the sleep out of my eyes, and then reach over to my desk. I open a couple of the bottles of medication strewn across it, and swallow a few pills dry. Ugh. You should have put them in his anus. That's the real way you do it. That's how you take pills, rectally. By now, the process is starting to become automatic. Something I should be glad for, given their purpose. Yeah, now they're keeping you alive and all. Feeling much more awake than before, I wander into the bathroom. While the shower warms up, my mind begins to wander as my new daily routine begins once again. The bright colours of the fireworks fill my mind, as do the two girls of whom I spent my time watching them. It feels strange to be moved as so much by people I know so little about. Then again, I suppose they aren't normal circumstances. At least I have someone to talk to now, aside from my schoolmate next door. I mean, Crazy Kenji. Crazy with a K. With the time left before school begins today waning, I begin to get ready for class. Walking through the door into the classroom, I notice that I'm still somewhat early. I see about 5 or 6 students milling around, most of them looking as if they'd rather be still in bed. It's at times like this that I appreciate being a morning person. That said, 2 students in particular seem just as perky as always. Hi Shizune, hi Misha. I suddenly realise that my greeting would be lost on their former, so I quickly follow it up with a wave. Bit creepy. She doesn't seem overly bothered. Or interested, for that matter. Hello, Hichan! Are you feeling well? I can only assume her greeting coming from Shizune. It's hard to tell if she's speaking for herself as Shizune sometimes. Better than most everyone else, I guess. You two seem bright and chipper. Misha signs us back to Shizune as I say it, eliciting a somewhat tense answer, if her sharp and rapid arm movements are any indication. Considering these two have made such a big deal out of the festival preparations, I probably should have chosen my words more carefully. Since you're a new student, we've been cutting out you some slack. Please don't expect this kind of task dodging to be allowed in the future. Misha looks as if she's about to add her own comment, but quickly goes back to interpreting as Shizune continues, unabated. While your contribution to class 3-2 thought is appreciated. Huh? Word sure got around quickly. That or these two have their fingers on the pulse of the school. Yeah, she's just like she's helping Lily. We would prefer your efforts be focused on the task at hand, namely your own class. As much as I hate to admit it, they do have a point. No, she just hates that you're trying with Lily. Don't worry about it. Before I can respond, though, Shizune adds something more, which draws a smile from Misha. Did you enjoy the festival then? Did you enjoy the festival then? Did you enjoy the festival then? Yeah, it was good. Did you two enjoy it? Shizune gives a short nod, and Misha grins and bounces her head up and down. The contrast side by side is amusing. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice more students starting to trickle into the classroom. A quick glance at my watch confirms that they are a few minutes late. You are indeed a few minutes late. I'm going to have to dock your student pay. I look over to Hanako's seat and realise she's already there. I'm contently reading a book. Makes me wonder just how long she's been there without me noticing. That's the creepy smile that was. Like, I'm gonna put my finger up your bum hole when you're not watching. With heavy footsteps coming from the hallway, signalling Muto's arrival, our idle talking comes to an end, and I take my seat next to Misha. As the door slides open, he strides through with a ponderous gait. His posture is even worse than usual, and his eyes are barely staying open. He's out fighting crime all night. I guess my quip to Lily and Hanako about the stuff was misplaced. About the staff, sorry. Everyone opens their book as he reaches his desk, and the first class of the new week begins. I rub my eyes as the lunch bell rings out, glad for the temporary reprieve from work. I'm entirely unsurprised when I look over to the door and see Lily standing there, cane in hand, patiently waiting for Hanako. Considering her acceptance of my request to join them yesterday, I decide to spend my lunchtime with them, rather than eat alone. Hanako moves surprisingly fast to meet her companion, and the two enter the hallway before I can catch up. Lily's head turns slightly, registering the sound of footsteps. Oh god, what's going on here? Hanako looks like she's going to kill me. Registering the sound of footsteps behind her. As Hanako notices and follows her lead, she almost jumps up in surprise. Hisao! Hello, Hisao. Hi, sorry if I startled you. I'm just being human. Lily turns to greet me, helped in her orientation by Hanako. Turn around there. That was like a... What was that noise? like a little exclamation mark of her head. What was that noise? Huh? What was that noise? Oh, I guess it was nothing. A la Metal Gear Solid, of course. Good afternoon. Oh, good afternoon, Hisao. Are you joining us? It's no trouble. There's not much else to do, really. Lily gives a small nod, as if to silently brush away any idea that it would be troubling in the least. We descend one set of stairs and walk down the hallway to the usual room. Our pace somewhat quicker than usual, thanks to Lily, using Hanako for direction, rather than her cane in the railings. I actually quite like doing that. It's quite a light Welsh accent. As expected, it's deserted. The sounds of the other clubs can only barely be heard as sunlight streams into the room from outside. Looking around the room, I notice a couple of empty easels propped up against a wall that I don't think they were there before. The art club must be using this room as extra storage. Should I get the chess set out? Should I get the chess set out? Hanako's voice seems less tense when she's directly addressing Lily. Oh, should I get the chess set out? There you go, how about that? Yes, I'll make tea while you sort the pieces. Oh, I can do that for you if you like. Oh. She ponders the offer for a moment before smiling, confirming that I've made the right choice. You have made the right choice! Congratulations, Hisao! You made the correct choice! Ding, 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 ding. Bonus points. Round 2. Pull out her chair for her. Her face is remarkably easy to read. Very well, thank you. She slides her retracted cane to the handle of her bag and sets it against one of the table legs, before taking a seat opposite Hanako. As I prepare tea for the three of us, I can hear the small wooden pieces being set on the board. I wonder how good Lily is at chess, given her circumstances. By the time I place the steaming teacups onto the table, Lily and Hanako have already moved their first pieces as they nibble on sandwiches and rice balls from their respective bags. Ball bags. I note that the chessboard they're using has holes in the middle of each square, and pegs on the bottom of the pieces, and has each dark square slightly raised. Watching Lily's fingers skating over the board, tracing out the positions of the pieces, makes me marvel a little at the simple ingenuity of the design. It must be specifically made for blind players. Oh, that's cool. Here you go. Well, Hisao there looking incredibly creepily at Hanako. I'm gonna get you. Hanako gives a small nod as I put down the cup next to her side of the board. Lily's hand ventures sideways slightly, so I gently place the cup touching the tips of her fingers, a gesture she seems to appreciate. I finally take a seat and silently sip my tea as the two play. The contrast in their appearances while playing is interesting to watch. Hanako looks closely at the board, her face one of focused concentration. Lily, on the other hand, keeps her head level and maintains her calm neutrality. They're so damn neutral. Lily's gentle voice addresses both of us as she continues to play. How was class then? How was class now that the festival's over? I look to Hanako to see whether she'll answer first, but see what she's doing. Let's see that she's doing the same. Not great. Half the classes seem to be dozing off, even including the teacher. Not to mention the test on top of all of that. Hanako quietly adds her own agreement with this. I could imagine that being a bit difficult for you, being a transfer student. Well, I think I did fine. Other than the shock of a test coming so early. Science is probably my best subject. How'd you do, Hanako? Me? Okay, I guess. Hanako's too sincere to be able to pull off lying very well. Well, not much is obvious. Lily's small slips. Lily's small slips? What? Small slips. Lily's smile slips very slightly from her reaction. Hanako mustn't be skilled enough at academics to do very well without preparation. Because she misses so much bloody time. Because she's off having mental breakdowns. How did you... What the fuck is wrong? She's got that burnt face and all. She's off fighting crime as burnt face man. How did your class handle it, Lily? It went surprisingly well, actually. Only one student was absent, which was better than what the teacher expected. With the topic all but run dry, the two concentrate on their chess game once again. I can't say I've ever liked the idea of chess as a spectator sport. It's just not a bit boring. But given its unique nature, for once I'm wrapped in it watching the game unfold. Oh my god, this is such an intense game of chess. As time wears on, both of them demonstrate decent skill at playing the game. Having captured 2 more pawns than Hanako, Lily has the upper hand, but only slightly. Until Hanako makes a strange move of her queen, seizing upon this lapse in judgment, Lily takes the piece of her knight. Without hesitation, Hanako moves a pawn to take Lily's rook on the opposite side of the board and promotes it to queen. Lily's face falters as her fingers move over the pieces, and she realizes that she just fell to Hanako's trap. It's a little distracting to have the board traced out after each move, even if it's out of necessity. She's like, oh god, it's so annoying. Can you stop doing that, please? Can you, just stop being blind for a minute? God, jeez. Wow, well done, Hisao. Judging by Hanako's lack of reaction, she must be used to this. She and Lily must have played at least a few games of chess against each other after all. Check. It's not bad at all. Nice, Hanako. The compliment causes her to flower into a surprised blush. Thank you, I didn't think it would work. I look over to Lily, her fingers having just finished tracing out the position of her remaining pieces in an attempt to extricate her king from this bind. Extricate. She's just sitting there like, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of Hanako. She's beating me at chess. I think this is checkmate. I take another look at the board to confirm. Sure enough, her king has nowhere to escape without being threatened by another piece. My earlier question as to which of them is better at this has just been answered. So it is. Lily gives a small sigh as Hanako smiles. From their reactions, this seems to be like a fairly usual result. How long have you two been playing? Since I was young. Lily nods at Hanako's brief answer. Hanako taught me how to play soon after I met her. I can beat it every now and then, but that's a rarity. I don't seem to have the right mindset for it. If Lily came to Yamaku at the start of her high school and met Hanako when she moved to the dorms, that means she'd only been playing for about 1 year. After seeing Hanako's level of play, I'm not too surprised Lily has trouble beating her. But she's better at languages than I am, so... Lily gives an appreciative, if slightly amused smile at Hanako's quick reversal of her compliment. Compliment reversal! Well, that's how it is. Much to everyone's surprise, the bell suddenly rings, heralding an end to the lunch break. That game lasted longer than I thought it did. Same. I guess we'd better get back to class. Hanako's already in the middle of packing. It's weird that I'm giving someone from Scotland a Welsh accent. I don't know, I just like doing that accent. So I take Lily's bag and offer it to her. To my surprise, she takes it and nods, and then places it back down on the table. No, fuck you, I ain't going nowhere. Hisao, may I make a request? Sure, go ahead. Stop being so accommodating. Would you mind if I were to quickly feel your face? Can I feel your face? It'd be nice. I bet you have a nice face. Ooh, fucking lovely. Oh, no. Go ahead. I don't mind. The question takes me severely off guard, but once I regain my composure, it seems sensible enough. So far, Lily had no idea what I actually look like, and this would be her only way to find out. Lily raises her hand, her right hand, which I take in mine and guide to my face before letting go. The room is entirely silent as Lily's hands move over around my features, and Hanako's just there like... Stop. Just here. From my chin to my cheeks to everywhere else. And my balls. What? I expected this to feel a lot more disquieting than it does. I suppose it's because the action is entirely a matter of practicality. Being functionally no different to simply looking at someone's face. Her hand is soft, but that takes me by surprise as the length of her fingers. Not to mention salad fingers. Not to mention how sure even the slightest of her movements are. I have no doubt that her level of tactile feeling would be far beyond mine. Her hand briefly runs through my hair before retreating. I'm sure that every inch of my face has been committed to her memory. It's only now, too, that I realise Hanako has been silently watching the entire time. Kind of off-putting. Thank you for letting me do that, Hisao. And if I might add, I think you are quite handsome. I blush a little at her remark, before raising a questioning eyebrow. If you can't see, how? Just because I can't see doesn't mean I don't have my own preferences. You better go now. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess we'll see you later then, Lily. See you later. Walking through the hallway back to our classroom, I noticed that Hanako seems quieter than before, but also more comfortable. Lily, her hand on Hanako's shoulder, seems to pick up on her assured pace as well, smiling as they walk. If I could spend the rest of my time at Yamaku like this, I don't think it'd be so bad. All that's needed for joy are small exchanges of happiness, after all. As I reach my desk and set my bag beside it, I realize something, or rather my stomach does. I was so busy with these two, I forgot to buy lunch. Didn't eat. Don't know what that's about. Saturday. My second favourite day of the week. This is on my... I wonder what his first one is. Probably hump day. This is almost entirely due to the fact that it's this day with the second least amount of school, with class ending at the beginning of lunch. I opened my door on a Saturday? What the hell? School on a Saturday? What the fuck? What? I opened my door confidently. That's kind of weird. Myself being more than confident of being able to get enjoyment out of the fine weather and shorter class length. I confidently stride down the hallway and down the stairs to the lobby of the male dorms. I confidently walk down. I confidently stride. I confidently feel my balls betwixt my legs. I confidently look behind me to see whose footsteps are approaching. I lose my confidence in this day being enjoyable. Hey man, what's up? Not much, I guess. Just looking forward to the afternoon. You? He wraps an arm around my slumped shoulders far too comfortably. Something's up. Here, tease me, man. Come on. Step outside, shall we? I was just about to... before you stop me. He doesn't take my reaction to his theatrics well. Ignoring him, I walk outside and start down the steps. It doesn't take too long for him to catch up with me again. I wonder if he wants money or to rant about another conspiracy. Maybe both. I got a bone to pick with you. It's about that blonde. You know what I'm talking about. Conspiracy it is. For a moment, I contemplate feigning ignorance, but realize this will go quicker if I just let him get it all out. Lily? The one from your class? You're on first name terms with it? Oh shit. He's gonna flip a lid. He looks positively shocked at this development. Did not expect me to be able to answer. He gathers himself and coughs into his fist. Dramatically, like everything else he does. Well, never mind that. I'm here to warn you. You know, man. You know, man to man. Warn me about what? Lily? Yeah, you don't know her, man. It's mostly true. I've only known her and Hanako for less than 2 weeks. And even then, we've been exchanging banal chatter about school as we while away lunch. Pretty sure you don't either. That's not the point. You're the one spending inordinate amount of time with her. It distresses me that someone like Kenji, who probably is far out of the loop as one could possibly get, knows about such a trivial fact as who I choose to befriend. Seriously, everyone in this school knows fucking everything about everyone. It's really weird. Then again, I am a transfer student. She's not the only representative of their class, but also a tall blonde. Maybe I should appreciate this ranting as a warning that the rumour mill exists in this school and that I'm firmly within it. It's just lunch, nothing special. Look man, under the bridge, see that bridge? You're under it. A man's gotta do what a man's gotta do to get intel. I just want to make sure you don't end up too far under the bridge. You're losing me, Kenji. Well, fucking bridge. That's okay, lots of people get lost. That's why I'm here to help. Just be careful around her, okay? She looks a little harmless on the outside, but I've heard shit. Bad shit. You know, the student council, right? He seems to involuntarily shudder, oh god, as he says these words, putting him and Shizune together in a room in an amusing mental exercise. I wonder if they've met. Yeah, Shizune and Misha are in my class. I seem to have dodged the draft, though. Good man, good man, good man. Oh, he pleased him, that's good. I'm glad he's on our side. But this blonde, she was there, in the student council, right? Damn, there. I see. And she's not there now. Seriously, think about it. This thing must have gone down. I stopped walking for a moment, giving the idea more thought than I probably should. It would explain the fight the two had, at least in part. Wait, no, not really. Even leaving the student council would need a catalyst. In the end, it doesn't explain much at all, other than the fact that their feud goes back some ways. Well, I guess you have a point. I'm not seeing how that really affects me, though. Okay, now field this one. Oh, hang on a minute. Okay, never mind. I thought the delivery guy was there, but someone else sorted it out. Okay, now field this one. Lily's foreign, obviously. Obviously. Now, what nationality is she? I open my mouth to give the answer, but then realise I have none. In fact, I've given the matter very little thought. Given that she has no accent, even though I give her one, and acts perfectly Japanese, I suppose it never really seemed important. Now that he mentions it, though, I'm rather curious. To be honest, I don't know. Maybe English? They like tea. Oh, God, really? I probably shouldn't resort to stereotypes, but that's the only the lead I have. You're not thinking. Luckily you have me here to think for you. Gee, thanks. He brushes off the quip effortlessly. Now answer me this. Who has lots of social power, is filthy stinking rich? You know, blondes are all rich, right? Oh, hello. B. You know, blondes are all rich, right? Has a long history of disputes and used to belong to a much larger organization. The Roman Catholic Church? Well, okay, there's that. But there's also the Mafia. Come on, rich, foreign, there's no way she doesn't have connections to them. I have reasons to doubt the logic of his deductions, but he shows no sign of stopping. So do you know where I think she's from? Italy? Mainland Italy. Small town, dude. She has to be from Sicily. All those mafioso types come from there. Oh, God. Wait, no, Russia. Damn, this could be bad. The Mafia there is serious business, man. Ex-KGB everywhere. Parliamentaries, hardcore smuggling, and... Wait, stop. Just slow down a second. What point are you trying to get at here? You don't know what she'll do, man. I don't get in your way. Agents don't operate like that. But I just want you to be careful. When the time comes, we'll need all the help we can get. I don't want to lose you, comrade. Well, at least he's concerned for me. Kinda. I wave goodbye to him as we separate out to our respective classes. But I'm not sure that he sees the gesture. Piling my books into my bag, I catch a glimpse of the library books I borrowed last week. I might as well return them, considering they look all of 2 days to finish. Took all 2. I briefly consider inviting Hanako along to the library, but she's already gone. It'll probably be better for me studying if I'm alone anyway. With a kick stretch. Kick stretch. Right, B? I wave to a couple of my classmates who give the same to me and make my way out of the classroom. He seems more social in this one already. As I open my bag and shove the books through the return slot in the front counter, I notice a strange person behind the desk, old and greying. She must be Yuko's replacement when she's working at the cafe. Oh my god, we actually see someone who isn't Yuko. I begin looking for a free table, a task made somewhat difficult considering that despite there not being many students in here, they're all sitting at their own tables. Oh. Oh no, not... I should step on the keyboard. Noticing a familiar head of hair, I walk over to one near the braille section. It's hard to tell whether Lily's concentrating hard or not, her placid expression holding perfectly still as her fingers slides across the dot-filled pages of her book. Hi, mind if I sit here? Oh, no problem at all. No problem at all. She trails off, evidently still focused on her business at hand. Hisao. She gives a nod of greeting as I sit opposite her at the table, pluck a chemistry textbook out of my bag, and quickly thumb to the chapter we're covering in class. For a while we sit there and read, each in our own way. Seeing her reminds me of what Kenji said this morning, though. That and the fact that I've never seen someone read in Braille before makes me keep throwing glances at her. I kind of feel guilty about it, given that she has no way to realise I'm doing so. Oh yeah, you can just totally like perv on her without even knowing. So I decided just to ask her about it. Her lineage isn't exactly a state secret after all. And there's another thing I've only just noticed from her movements. Hey Lily, mind if I ask a question? Not at all. Is anything wrong? I'm just wondering, you're at least part foreign, right? She gives a small giggle before setting down her book. I've always been amused at how squeamish people are about that. Akira's mentioned about how much she and I look different from most of us before. Gaijin. Gaijin. The details are a bit complicated. I'm half Japanese, half Scottish. No, in my interpretation, you're half Japanese, half Welsh, and your sister brother is half Scottish. Is full Scottish. Okay, so for this sake, she's not half Scottish anymore. She's half Welsh for me. Scottish. That's not exactly my first guess. It takes some effort to not blurt it out. Fuck, it's Scottish. What the fuck? Oh, we're going to have some haggis. I try to conjure up images of the place in my mind. I think as far as the UK goes, Scotland isn't bad to live in. Depends where you are. It depends where you go, I suppose. I suppose that's the same for anywhere. But I'm not really sure. My first guess of England was surprisingly close, at least geographically. That does leave another question, though. At least you didn't go Scotland, England? But you have no accent? That's where the details begin. I was born and raised in Japan, despite my mother being foreign. Oh, I get it. Hold on, if she moved onto the dorm simply due to Akira working longer hours, so they don't live near the school? She gives a small sigh. She didn't expect me to go any deeper. Was her previous frankness just a front? Not exactly. It's been a long time since we've actually met. I feel like I'm not getting the whole story, but I don't really want to go unduly prying into her situation. Her about face shows her she feels kind of awkward about it. So, do you speak much English? To be honest, I don't know that much about Scotland, but at least I know there's the main language there. It takes her a moment to collect herself, appreciating the change in topic. That's right. My family mostly used Japanese around the house when I was young. But they made sure Akira and I knew our Scottish side just as well. Did you learn Gaelic? Yeah, because people use Gaelic, you know. B? Where the kittens are going. I'm fluent in the language, but I'm also trying to study it in school to keep my skills up and have the qualifications on paper mainly. So you're bilingual? That's pretty impressive. I wouldn't go that far. Having parents who can speak the language is a large advantage. And English books in Braille aren't too hard to buy or import, with Yuko's help at least. There's a relatively high demand for local English teachers here anyway, which also helps me give some motivation to learn it well. Demand for English teachers. For a moment I wonder why she brought this up. You're planning to be an English teacher? She gives an enthusiastic nod. Must be nice having such a definite future in mind. Never really given much thought to mine, so I'm kind of envious. What's wrong? It's just, I could see you as a teacher pretty easily. It suits you. For a moment she's speechless. She lowers her face a little and lets out a nervous giggle, something I've never seen her do before. With Lily's role as a class representative and her dependable nature... Oh, there's the kitten. Teaching does seem to be a line of work fitting her personality. Sorry, that was probably a little much. It is true, though. Waving her hand in front of her face dismissively, she quickly recovers. It's not that, it's just that only one person's ever said that to me before. A short, somewhat awkward silence follows the discussion. Without knowing it, I end up steering into a troublesome topic again. I should try to cheer her up a little. It was me who went and got her brooding, after all. Well done, dude. Fucking foot in the mouth Hisao again. Wanna grab lunch at the cafeteria after this? It might perk her up a bit, or at least take her mind off her apparently complicated family situation. Going by her smile, it seemed to have the intended effect. I appreciate the thought, but the food there... Quite a quick redirection of the conversation. She does have a point, though. The food there isn't the greatest. I do love the stale sandwiches, though. And the gruel, it's pretty good. Maybe the Shanghai? No! No, Yuko is there, don't go there. We could ask Hanako if she wants to come as well. What is it? I almost forgot until you reminded me. Hanako's birthday is coming up soon. Oh, gosh. And I was going to go shopping in the city for a present tomorrow. If that's an invitation, I'd be happy to accompany you. The ability to get more used to the layout of the city would probably be a good thing. I have barely set foot in there, so I'd be hopelessly lost by myself. She gives a nod, signaling that she happily approves of this plan for Sunday. We eventually get back to our books, though. Before I begin reading again, I steal one last glance at her. Maybe I've been thinking on my situation too much. After all, everybody here would have their own unique circumstances. You meowing? Oh no, you better not be peeing. Oh my gosh, are you peeing or pooping? Oh my gosh, if you pee or poop in here, I'll strangle you.